This video was made to review and criticize the material in it, and is not intended to be a substitute for the original work. I do not own the material or any part of the show in this video. Please support HBO by watching the full episode and show on HBO or any other platform that legally streams it. Links to the official sites are available in the description box below. This video is intended to fall under the general guidelines of fair use and is edited as to not compete with the original work. As an aspiring writer and artist, my goal is to comment, review, criticize and learn from the work. Thank you for understanding. Welcome to Watcher, a channel where I react to series, shows and movies. Before we begin, please don't leave any spoilers in the comment section. I'd greatly appreciate it. And most importantly, thank you for the support and for joining me on this adventure. I love reading your comments. They're not only encouraging, but also extremely educational. So thank you. So far, I'm loving the show, and I love doing reactions to them, even though I'm still not very comfortable in front of the camera. But it is what it is. If you're new here, please subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed the content. As usual, here are the things I will be reviewing during the episode. You'll find them somewhere here on the screen. And just to remind everyone, I have a taste that usually goes against that of the majority. There is a high chance that I will love what you hate and dislike what you like, so be prepared for that. Last episode ended with quite a cliffhanger. Tyrion got seized by Lady Stark pretty much. I wonder how he will get out of this one, but when I think about it, it's a perfect situation for him to use his intellect, so maybe his brain will save the day this time. Generally, everyone seems to make me suspicious in this series. I'm no longer sure as to who's good and who isn't. I don't think it's that obvious, even though sometimes it's perceived to be that way. The more we get to learn about the character, the more we understand their situation. I really enjoy elements like that in a show, because that's pretty much life. I wonder how many of us believe that we're evil when we're doing bad stuff. Different perspectives of what good is. But not knowing who's good and who isn't is the fun of it, I believe. I'm still Team Stark though. Out of everything that's going on, I'm strangely enough looking forward to seeing more of Sam. I enjoy his innocence, and he's unintentionally funny as a person. And regarding the Jon Arryn situation, after reflecting upon it for some time, I'm starting to believe that Mr. November is involved. He might even be the main culprit. I feel like it's been hinted at. He's been mentioned randomly sometimes, so they are trying to tell us something. I might be reading the situation totally wrong, but I'm going to stick with it for now. My bet is that the Queen and the November guy is behind it all. But why? That's probably the first step into getting rid of King Robert, which seems to be the Queen's plan. So what are my predictions for this episode? Well, Lord Tyrion's situation has to be resolved. I don't know if it will be fully resolved in this episode, but I believe that we will see some of it at least. And if in fact the Lannisters care about Tyrion, which I suspect they might not, a conflict is about to break out between the Lannisters and the Starks. Can we expect an all-out war? Probably not, but the king will have to take a side. I smell some betrayal nearby, so let's get into it. The 5th episode of Game of Thrones. Wait, what was that? A new place? Interesting. Will we see some Uncle Benjen in this episode? That's a beautiful place. What are you looking for, Ned? Are you looking for Sir Hugh? I'm afraid he's gone.
All the knights draw straws, Lord Star. But who holds the straws?
Ned, back with the investigation skills.
My father once told me you were the best he'd ever seen.
Wow. So that dude is pretty good.
Robert tends to do what he wants.
Everyone is criticizing the king. Sir Barristan. I better remember his name.
Dumb whore with a fat ass.
Wait, what?
Look at this idiot. One ball and no brains.
Man, who is this king?
The breastplate stretcher.
How long before he figures it out?
You should have one invented.
All right, you watch me out there.
I don't know, I like the king for some reason. He might not be suited for the role, but he's quite funny. Back with the mountain, right? Next one to die, I guess. I would not be that confident, pretty boy.
He's going to die.
Exactly what I'm thinking. I'm betting on the mountain. Really? What is going on?
Knew his man was in heat.
Sneaky dudes. Calm down, mountain. He's going to end him. Excuse me? Not the horse. That escalated quickly. I suppose they don't like each other, after what the older brother did to the younger one. The Hound.
Stop this madness in the name of your...
He is wild, but the Hound is very loyal. That was epic. Got to see some of the Hound and the Mountain in action. The show is pretty funny sometimes. Can she really treat him like that?
You're taking me to your sisters.
He seems confident in his people.
The dagger found.
What sort of imbecile arms an assassin with his own blade?
Exactly what I'm thinking. And who are these people? This was all a dumb idea. What's the plan? Take the horses and run. Wow. Come on. That's some aggression. Okay. I think he's dead. Man, the most intense episode so far. Learning the map.
Sigil,
I should be there with him.
Sigil, a lion.
The Lannisters, probably.
Lannister always pays his debts.
No. A common saying, but not their official motto.
How can she protect the family
He's
if she's not with
very intelligent for his age. And who are these people? Why was he soft? It wouldn't go down that fast. I think I saw a bit too much. Oh, here's the guy I suspect for being involved in the murder of Jon Arryn.
But there are things you must know.
And
You
what
are
are
the king's
those?
hand, and the king is a fool.
Okay,
Why have you waited so long to tell me this?
I didn't
Exactly.
trust you.
is that really the reason?
The tears of Lys, they call it. As clear and tasteless as water, it leaves no trace.
Was that how they ended Jon Arryn? I suppose it was.
Pity what happened to him.
Really? Do you really believe that? Cause you seem kinda content with it.
Who paid Sahil?
Someone who could afford it.
Why kill him?
He started asking questions.
What kind of questions? They were probably important. That's why. How can this dude know so much if he isn't involved in some way? Where are you, Arya? Why did you look so surprised? What are you looking at? Oh. The skull of a dragon, maybe.
The fools tried to kill his son.
She will hear something now. Something she's not supposed to hear.
And the lion will bid each other's throats. We
The
will be
wolf
at war
and the
soon,
lion.
my friend.
What good is war now? We're not ready. If one hand can die, why not a second?
I got goosebumps.
Not the other.
We need time.
That's
Khal Drogo will not
That's
wait
Mr.
until
November.
his son is born.
the wolf against the lion. Starks against Lannisters. And Arya heard that. And here he is again, Mr. November. He's getting a lot of screen time. He seems to be an important character.
Tell me.
This show has some amazing dialogue.
Balls in a little box.
Told you, the comebacks are hilarious.
And not long after that, when I saw you escorting a certain foreign dignitary.
Look at his face. That expression. He did not like that.
We're friends, aren't we, Lord Varys?
I don't think so. If you have to ask that question, you're probably not friends.
Disturbing news from far away.
That guy is sneaky. I don't trust him at all. I prefer Lord Baelish. Arya, what have you been doing? You look like you've been dancing with mud. She is trouble.
You promised me this would stop.
They said they
But
were
that's
going to
good.
kill you.
Who did?
I didn't see them, but I think one was fat. I'm not lying.
One was fat.
They said you
She's
ran
not
the pathway
lying,
and
Ned.
the water fighting the lions and the savage.
Listen to her. Come on, Ned. You need to be smart. Ned, you need to be careful. I'm so tense right now.
The whole city will know by tomorrow.
Now what?
I don't know if you can trust this guy. I don't trust anyone.
Taking the imp.
Was that all? I hope you are a good guy. Yoren, or whatever your name was. And who are you?
Give me 10 good men and some climbing spikes. I'll impregnate the bitch.
The dialogue is very intelligently written. Wow. That's some true fantasy. Love that.
Fear and blood.
Then we're no better than the Mad King.
Careful, Ned. Careful now.
You want to assassinate him?
Ned is going mad.
Based on whose information?
Sir Jorah Mormont. He is serving as advisor to the Targaryen.
So is Jorah good? Or good, I mean, on the side of the king.
Do nothing till our
I can
enemies are
actually
our swords.
understand both sides. I don't know what the right thing to do is though.
Cut her throat. Be done with it.
That's not the way of Ned. And the friction begins.
You'll do as I command, or I'll find me a hand who will.
What's your answer, Ned?
I thought you were a better man.
Out. Damn you, I'm done with you. Go!
Kind of what I predicted in the beginning of the episode. So the king will side with the Lannisters now. Is this really smart, Ned? Should you really have said that?
You pollute my home Majesty's presence.
That's disturbing. That's her sister at this episode.
Is
Mind-blowing.
that the bad man? He's little.
Tyrion the Imp of House Lannister. He killed your
His
father.
expression.
He murdered the Hand of the King.
Oh, did I kill him too? I've been a very busy man.
You will watch your tongue.
Poor Tyrion. Man, leave him alone.
Can't hurt us! No one can hurt us here! Tell him, Mommy! Tell him!
Who are you? Oh, I could not live in that world. I would not become older than 10. I would probably kill someone as a kid. I need to go back.
I want to see the bad man fly.
What a request.
Introduce him to Maud.
Who is Mord? So is he supposed to fly from there? Is that his only way out? These people are crazy. What is this world?
Do you know who should be king?
He's giving him some ideas here. Battle Royale. Everyone against everyone. It truly is a Game of Thrones. Okay, next scene.
Without a hand, everything will fall to pieces.
I suppose this is where you tell me to give the job to your brother Jaime.
I can't understand her. What are her intentions?
Let's say Viserys Targaryen lands with 40,000 Dothraki screamers at his back.
Yeah.
We hole up in our castles. Wise
What's
move.
the plan then?
Only a fool would meet the Dothraki in an open field.
So he isn't that foolish.
When did the people decide that Viserys Targaryen is the rightful monarch after all?
So he understands that. I feel like he understands the situation pretty well.
Sometimes I don't know what holds it together.
Our marriage.
Sometimes she seems quite normal, and other times she behaves like a crazy person. Okay, hey, something bad is about to go down. You've been waiting for this moment. The Lannisters are backing
He was
Tyrion.
taken at my command to answer for his crimes.
My lords! Take him alive. Kill us now.
Ned, you should end him, if you can. You better not die though. He is pretty good, Jaime, but so is Ned. The Lannisters and their sneaky ways. I bet he will kill that soldier.
My brother, Lord Stark. I want him back.
He let him go. He did not want to win that way. A bit of honor. Wow, what an episode. My favorite one so far. Man, this episode was something else. Easily my favorite one so far. A 10 out of 10. It began with Ned continuing his investigation into who killed Jon Arryn. It started to look like he was stuck, and I'm still not sure as to who actually did it. Cause when Ned spoke to Mr. November, I started to change my mind, thinking that it can't be Mr. November. He's cooperating a bit too much. But as we went on in the episode, we started to see some more scenes with him. And then my suspicion came back. I believe that he's at least involved in some way, because we saw him speaking about getting rid of Ned, the second hand, and he knows that someone got rid of the first hand, maybe even he himself. Before I get into the plot, I just want to mention that the fight between the Hound and the Mountain was epic. The Hound was keeping up pretty well. Anyway, about the plot. This episode was pretty much the beginnings of a great conflict, or war, between the Starks and the Lannisters, and someone is setting it all up pretty well, working from the shadows, like some secret society stuff. Mr. November, I'm looking at you. The Starks are at a great disadvantage, now that the king is on bad terms with Ned. Either way, as a viewer and consumer of the show, we can expect and look forward to an interesting conflict between the wolves and the lions, the Starks and the Lannisters, Lord Baelish and Lord Varys, and between the Seven Kingdoms and the Dothraki. Man, such a great tease for the future. How about the characters? Well, this episode focused a lot on balls, and other than balls, we saw a lot of Varys, the snake, as I would like to call him. I don't trust him at all. And Jaime? I dislike him even more after this episode, acting all tough when you're at home. I bet you wouldn't do that if you were at Winterfell. And then at the end, when Ned got stabbed in the leg, he tried to act honorable. Was that the first time? Maybe. I don't think Jaime does anything out of compassion. He's got this cold aura about him, like a killer. and he seems to enjoy it in all its forms. I just want to add that I'd be Bran in this world. That's what I figured out. Or if not, I'd be dead. I'd probably do something stupid that offended the Lord, and then as a punishment, I probably would have gotten pushed down from a cliff or something. And I have a question. Why is almost everyone in this world mad? Maybe it's because of power, cause when I think about it, so far, everyone who's been crazy has had a lot of power. Anyway, I don't want to ramble on forever. If I've forgotten to speak about something important, please forgive me. There was just so much in this episode. I barely kept up. Easily a 10 out of 10 episode. As for my theories and thoughts, Catelyn Stark and Tyrion are in trouble, and I can't see the situation between the two houses get any better anytime soon. Tyrion seems to be on his own little adventure for now. Hopefully he'll get out of that, but everything seems to get even worse for every episode for him. Poor guy. And I have this uneasy feeling that Ned won't make it out of the capital, and I don't feel good about it. Looks like there will be civil war in the Seven Kingdoms. Robert has lost his most trustworthy ally. His end is getting nearer. The Queen, Varys. Everyone is about to make their move. Can't wait to see how it unfolds. But anyway, that's it for this time. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to join me on my adventure here, and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. I'd greatly appreciate it. Take care, and see you next time.